Yo, what is going on? PartTimerZack here. In today's video, we're going to be checking out Honkai Impact 3 and going over the new Herrscher that is actually coming out in mid-August. So I wanted to check her out mainly because a lot of you guys suggested that I do so, mainly because I am a beginner and I have a lot of currency that I'm probably not going to have going into the rest of the game. So I have a lot of stuff built up that I can definitely roll for. So a lot of you guys just said, hey, check her out, see if she's somebody that you like, and then go from there. The rest of the beginner banners are going to be there for 60 days. So you have a little bit of time. So that's definitely what I'm going to do. And I kind of wanted to share that experience with you guys. Now, the first thing I wanted to talk about was watching her animated short. So I did watch about 30 seconds of this. I will leave a link down in the description in case you guys want to check it out for yourself. But I wanted to open the door essentially to give a little bit of an opportunity in case you guys wanted me to do a blind reaction to it. So I only watched about 30 seconds of it just to get the idea of what it looked like. It is about 8 minutes long. So definitely let me know in the comments if that's something you guys are interested in, and we can definitely go from there. If you guys are not, obviously no harm, no foul. I'll just watch it in my own time and then definitely kind of check it out from there. So anyway, the overall kit of her is going to be her great sword, and then that deals quite a bit of fire damage. Now her overall like art style I find is very simple and very clean. Now that's not saying that that's bad. I really enjoy simple and clean. I feel like it's really hard to kind of pull off a very simple clean thing and make it look really cool. So I really feel like I like the crimson red. I like the white obviously, and then the blue. I think it's a little bit of a contrast with the red, and I honestly just dig the overall aesthetic of it. And just looking at her art almost made me want to summon for it, but definitely going into some of her skills is what I really want to go to. So let's go ahead and talk about her leader and her passive here. So as a leader, she's going to do a little bit more of the elemental damage. However, she wants a little bit more diversity on the team. So you're not going to be able to use other versions of her, or you're not going to be able to get your initial bonus for your SP. So it looks like she's going to be needing some other types of units to kind of get the most out of her bang for her buck, which I think a lot of people already kind of suggest. So it's not going to be that hard whenever she's your leader. But her passive here, so certain attacks such as basic attacks, combo attacks will inflict Ember Brand. In Herrscher form, attacking branded enemies will deal an additional fire DOT, and certain attacks will detonate the brands in a large area, dealing fire damage equal to a percentage of her attack. So she has a little bit of an AoE there, and it does give us a little bit of a demonstration of what that looks like. So when she does her basic attack or a combo attack, you actually do this little brand here. Now I don't know if it stacks or how that kind of works, but it looks like you're able to actually go into your Herrscher form, and that is when it does the additional fire damage, and then it detonates whenever you're in a large area, giving you a little bit of an AoE. So it's definitely like a combination of using your basic kind of mode and then going into that Herrscher form to kind of execute essentially on that extra damage. So the next thing it looks like, this is just going to be the basic attack. One is on the ground and one is in the air. I definitely think this is really cool. And again, this is kind of just her overall combo kit here, and it looks like you actually get that brand at the very beginning, like it was kind of saying at the top here. And then I think this is also, oh, no, this is a whole different thing. So it doesn't look like it's in the aerial one. Oh, but it looks like you can actually do both. So it's kind of a cool thing. It gives you a little bit of an upswing. Now, I don't understand if at the end there, that little explosion is just part of the combo or if it's part of the branded type of thing. So I'm guessing it's just part of the combo because it looks like when she falls, she still has that brand mark on her. So I'm going to guess that that's just part of the combo and not necessarily not part of the inflicted damage, because I don't think she's in her different form at this stage. I think she's just in her regular form, kind of doing more damage. Now, this next thing is kind of cool. It's an aerial attack here. So it looks like you're able to press Alt, lift yourself in the air with an upward dash, press Alt again to return to the air, or return to the ground anyway with a downward smash. So it looks like you have a little bit of time there to smack them around and then slam them back down. Again, they have that branded effect there, and it looks like they keep it even after the smash. So I'm guessing that's just kind of a combo there to get you some more damage. And then this one down here is actually really cool. So this one has a 0 heat by default. When she has 0 heat, hold attack to cast a combo attack and accrue the heat. The heat drops as time passes. You can cast combo attack again after it reaches 0. Her combo attack in normal form deals fire damage and activates her Herrscher form. So this is essentially how we go into the form, and it definitely helps you out with a little bit of that heat. But I'm not necessarily sure if it has to get to a certain point before she changes into the Herrscher form. I'm guessing that's the point of accruing the heat or getting a little bit more of the heat and then going into that other form. So that's whenever you start to kind of pivot into using this branded enemies and getting a little bit more of that fire damage once you go into the other form. Now, the next thing we're going to be talking about is when you're actually in this form. So you actually lose HP, which is kind of a cool thing. I like characters that have some depth to it, and then her attacks will actually vary in function. Her basic attack will deal more damage. Her combo attack will deal massive fire damage and even pull enemies when casted in midair. So you can kind of see this is the cast here of the pull. Now, the thing is, I really enjoy characters that have some depth to them where you have to kind of have a lot of factors to consider, like your HP. When do you start losing HP? When do you decide to do that? When do you decide that you need the more damage? When does that kind of come into play, and how do you actually recover from that? And then going into her evasion here. So it looks like in the Herrscher form, a successful alt evasion will inflict Ember Brand to the enemies in a large surrounding area, and then restore some SP. So it looks like even when you're in the Herrscher form, when you do that ultimate evasion and the times kind of slows down, you will actually do an AoE of the brand to a lot of different enemies, and then you're able to restore the SP. So the cool thing is you're already in the form, so once you're able to kind of start attacking, you can also start doing that stack damage. So I actually really kind of like that. I think there's a lot of depth to this character. Now, I can't really say that she's like one of the only characters that has depth to her. Obviously, she's one of the only characters that I've exclusively looked at. So I'm guessing that a lot of Herrschers have a lot of cool concepts to them. So I'm not trying to say anybody else is like, you know, she's better than anybody else, but definitely from my first look, she's actually really cool and has a really cool playstyle. So next is her ult. So with sufficient SP, she holds ult to cast my ultimate. She will swing her great sword with all her might, which deals lethal fire damage and heals her if she has low HP. So this is kind of the gimmick. This is the idea. So you essentially want to go in the Herrscher form, do as much damage as you can, try to go down on low HP, and then you want to try to get to the ult point where you can actually get back that HP. So it's kind of a cool thing. I love characters that have this dynamic to it. So once I actually read this in the ultimate and just looking at the ultimate, I was like, yep, I have to get her. This is going to be the character that I'm waiting for, and this is the character I'm going to be grinding for. So like I said, it's not to say that any other Herrschers are bad or that they're lackluster. I just really vibe with this kind of stuff, and I really like having something to kind of play and kind of give like an act, like a essentially like a factor in the back of my mind that I have to kind of worry about certain actions and certain things that I'm doing. And so I really enjoy that. Like, you can't tell me that that doesn't look really cool. Like the end of it, just where it kind of goes into this like black and white type of thing, definitely really cool. So the rest of this is essentially just kind of different things about the different trials and how you essentially try her out. So it looks like you are able to kind of learn her controls in a trial, which I actually really kind of like. I like being able to kind of jump in and see what she looks like, but I'm not necessarily sure if you get to play her for free or how that really works. Definitely let me know in the comments if you guys are vets. Let me know if you're able to kind of try her out for yourself, because I definitely like to do that. And then you're able to see what she would look like in the dorm, which, you know what, she obviously looks cute when it comes to the dorm. But overall, I think this is a super cool character. I really just, this kind of stuff excites me to get into games like this. So it's definitely a first like cool character for me anyway, because obviously I am a little bit of a beginner. So seeing stuff like this gets me super excited for the other units or new units or anything like that. So definitely let me know in the comments what you guys think of her. If you've already seen her, if you already kind of get an idea of her, are you going to be summoning for her? Are you going to be looking for her? And anyways, like the video if you guys enjoy the content. I will see you in the next one. Have a good rest of your night, guys. Peace.